Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about muscle tissue and nervous tissue. These two tissues may not seem to have a lot in common, but they actually do. Let's start with muscle tissue. Everybody thinks of muscle tissue simply as skeletal muscle, or the muscles that attach to our skeleton and move us around, but those are not the only types of muscle. We also have cardiac muscle, which is the muscle that makes up our hearts. And finally, we have smooth muscle, which makes up our stomach and intestines and blood vessels and the walls of our bronchi and other smaller structures. So let's start with skeletal muscle cells and see what they look like. A skeletal muscle cell is one of the largest cells in the body, and its nuclei are actually on the outside, and it's got multiple nuclei, even though I only drew one. Now, skeletal muscle cell has stripes running across it, and we say that it is striated. We call those stripes striations. The next type of tissue we're going to look at is going to be cardiac muscle. Now, in cardiac muscle cells, they're shorter than skeletal muscle cells. They do have some striations visible, but the main key we're going to look for in cardiac muscle cells is the fact that they branch off. And where they branch, they actually form special connections called intercalated discs, which I'm drawing in purple, and the intercalated discs attach to the next cell in the line. These intercalated discs allow one cell to talk to another cell, or essentially one cell can cause another cell to contract. The nuclei of these cells are on the inside, and that is cardiac muscle. The final type of tissue we're going to look at is smooth muscle. Now, smooth muscle is called smooth because there are no striations available. The cells look kind of flat and squished and stretched out, a little bit like simple squamous, but not quite as flat. And these form together in these large sheets that are found in your guts and move the food through your guts or help pump the blood through your circulatory system. Now let's review. We've got skeletal muscle, we've got cardiac muscle of the heart, and then we've got smooth muscle of the guts. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into nervous tissue. Now, nervous tissue, like muscle tissue, is excitable in that it will respond to a stimulus. It is conductive in that it will conduct messages also. Now, nervous tissue are made of neurons, and neurons have three main parts. The main cell body of a neuron is known as a soma. This long extension coming off is an axon, and the smaller, shorter extensions, the branching ones, are called dendrites. The dendrites will pick up information from the surrounding tissue, transmit it through the soma, and out the axon to wherever it's going. And that is the basic function of a neuron. Now, neurons are the cells that do the work. They're the conducting cells, but they only make up about 10% of the cells in the nervous system. The other 90% of the cells are called neuroglia. And those neuroglia are helper cells. A glial cell is a helper cell. And there's 5 basic types of neuroglia: astrocytes, Schwann cells, oligodendrocytes, ependymal cells, and microglia. And we'll learn about those in a later unit when we actually get to the nervous system. So we'll review that nervous tissue is excitable and conductive. It'll respond to stimuli and it will conduct information. And then if we add muscle tissue, it will do the same, but muscle tissue is also what we call contractile. Skeletal muscle is striated, smooth muscle is not, and then cardiac muscle has intercalated discs. Remember, neurons have axons, dendrites, and soma, and neuroglia are their helpers. If you like what you've seen, please hit like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks, have a great day.